last video dealt with the raw materials of the text, such as the affections or emotions, geography, history, chronology, etc. But the all-important thing is how the raw material is related. And in the next 3 videos, we're going to be looking, and these are short videos, on various types of literary relationships. So, the literary relationships help us to see how the raw stuff of the Bible is related. And I'll be providing some examples on each one of these. All right, one of the easiest things to notice is a cause-effect relationship. And you'll see a definition right up there at the top, from an action to the result produced. So in Mark 1:17, we have a call of the initial fishermen, Simon and Andrew, and we can notice a historical cause-effect relationship. History, because we're concerned with an event. So one thing leads to the other. So Jesus says, "Follow me," coupled with a promise, "I will make you to become fishers of men or people." And then we read in verse 18, "Immediately they left their nets and followed him." So the effect has to do with leaving their nets, and secondly, they followed him. And we're dealing again with history because we're concerned here with events that occurred. Now, the flip side of a cause-effect relationship is an effect-cause. You'll see the definition, from the result produced to the source action. So we have an ideological effect-cause relationship in James 4:2. So James says, "You do not have." That is the effect. And what is the cause? Because you did not ask. So it's a flip side again of a cause-effect relationship. All right, another one. Climax. Climax refers to the high point. So we can see a series of advancing events or ideas with focus on the highest or greatest point being realized. And you'll see here in Mark 14:9, we have the anointing of Jesus by this unnamed woman. And after a lot of male aggression and accusation, we read the statement of Jesus. "Truly I say to you, wherever the gospel is preached in the whole world, what this woman has done will also be spoken of in memory of her." Now, Jesus says something here about what this woman did, and this statement is really climactic. Just think of it. Wherever the gospel is preached in the whole world, the story of what this woman did in preparation for Jesus' burial is put on record. So her story is going to go hand in hand with the proclamation of the gospel. All right, comparison. Here, with comparison, we're noting a similarity between 2 items. So in Matthew 3:16, we have a historical comparison. After being baptized, Jesus came up immediately from the water, and behold, the heavens were open, and he saw the Spirit of God descending. And then you see the words, "as a dove." That word "as" or "like" provides a comparison. The Spirit is not a dove, but the Spirit of God is like a dove that descends upon him and lights upon Jesus. All right, another literary relationship. Complementation. Here we are dealing with what are often thought of as paired halves, where one is the counterpart of the other. For instance, you may have a question that leads to an answer, promise that leads to a fulfillment, problem that looks to a solution, or a disease that is followed by the remedy. Now, in Acts 2, 16 through 17, as Peter is addressing the people and they're worried about the apostles saying that they are drunk with new wine, actually refers to the whole of the 120. But we read this, that is the event of the initial Pentecost story, is what was spoken through the prophet Joel. And then you have the quote from the book of Joel. So here, our paired halves are Joel's prophecy, and now it is fulfilled in the events of the initial Pentecost. These are paired halves. We also have completion. And here we have a progression of events or ideas to a conclusion or a resolution which rounds out the particular portion before a change is made in a new direction. All right, so the final literary relationship in this particular presentation is a contrast. And here we have a difference between two or more particulars and be thinking about opposites. So, for example, in Romans 8:5, we have a contrast between flesh and spirit. And what we're having here is an ideological contrast. So we see the text there, for those who are according to the flesh set their mind on the things of the flesh. But, now that little word but is a red flag word saying to us that we're looking at an opposite, a contrast. But those who are according to the Spirit, they set their minds on the things of the Spirit. And clearly these two things are opposite. So you may want to go back over this first presentation in terms of the literary relationships and just make sure that they're solidified in your mind before you turn your way to the video number 2 in terms of the literary relationship.